We're back with one of the final videos in our series about how to build unshakable confidence. This is part of the Ryan series for success. If you haven't already, make sure you watch the other videos in the playlist about how to build an unshakable mindset for success, right? And also how to build unshakable confidence. We're really going to focus on, applying a lot of the things that we've learned here. So I've told you a lot of different techniques, a lot of different strategies, a lot of things that you could focus on in building, action and evidence for building confidence. And we're going to look at a case study today. This is a hypothetical example, and I think it'll be a great way for me to kind of talk through how you can apply these in a situation. So the case study is we have Sarah, who's a 22-year-old college senior, okay? She's a computer science major at a competitive university. She has really strong technical skills and good grades, but she struggles a lot with this crippling self-doubt. She rarely speaks up in class, avoids networking events, and is terrified of upcoming job interviews. Her inner critic constantly tells her she's not smart enough and that she'll be found out as a fraud. So there's a lot of specific confidence challenges that she has, right? But some of these are like freezing up during presentation, and she speaks in a very quiet voice. She avoids eye contact a lot in social situations. She's always constantly comparing herself to more outgoing classmates. She has a really strong imposter syndrome. She tends to procrastinate on important tasks due to her fear of failure, and she overthinks a lot. So this is definitely a big, bad situation, okay? We have somebody who is a senior, right? And because of that, it's really a problem because it means that the past 4 years, they've just been compounding this issue. So I think the biggest thing you need to understand that when we try to move something in a different direction, when we try to reverse the negative momentum that's been occurring in regards to her confidence, it's going to take time. So don't expect that in a week you're going to be going from, this really insecure, not confident person who doubts themselves all the time to a perfectly confident person. It's definitely going to take a lot of time because there's been so much that's been poured in the negative direction in this person, okay? So the first thing I would say is that she really needs to do an evidence kind of review of just her feelings and also just look at what she's actually accomplished and be very real with herself. I think this is often the hardest part because people don't want to do this and they just would rather keep allowing this negative tiger in their head that's running with all these negative thoughts just continue to control themselves. But as we can see, she has good grades. She's at a competitive university. She's a computer science major. It sounds pretty hard. She has pretty strong technical skills. And these are all things that are externally verifiable. As in, you can pull up your grade transcript and see that you have good grades and notice that other people, not everybody has good grades. And that should be a thing that boosts your confidence because it should be something that you realize, hey, I have good grades. These are valuable things that most people don't have that's hard. And I know I've put in the work to do that. That should be a point of confidence for me. And I think really what she's suffering from mostly is it seems like she has the evidence, she has the action for confidence. It's just that the negativity in her head is really overwhelming her way too much. And so I would really focus on trying to control her inner critic and focus on, trying to build up that voice that argues back with evidence to try to disarm that inner critic. Because she has a lot of these just negative kind of thoughts in her head, right? She's doubting her own abilities, even though she has really strong abilities. And if she doesn't do anything about this, her upcoming job interviews are going to go extremely sour, that's for sure. Even if she's able to do it, she's going to freeze up because she has all these negative thoughts of, if I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail. And what I said before, if you tell yourself I'm going to fail 10 times when you're super proficient at something, it doesn't matter how good you are probably going to fail. So that would be my biggest concern for her. And I think that really she has to slowly start to, constantly fight back that inner critic in her mind with kind of some specific examples of evidence. If the inner critic says you're not good enough, you don't have good enough coding skills, then you're well, I coded an app all by myself, or I had enough good coding skills to get an A in this really hard computer science class. And that's a way to start to fight back. And then from there, once she's started to fight back that inner critic, she can then go on to have more positive self-talk of I'm actually really good at coding. And I'm actually able to do a lot of things my classmates can't do. And because of that, maybe I should pursue more ambitious projects, or maybe I should try for this ambitious job and just see what happens. And that will lead to more of the building of the upward spiral. So you can start to see in this case study how potentially this person could go from having a lot of low confidence to starting to build that confidence up. But again, I really want to emphasize it's going to take a lot of time, and it's not going to be something that comes super easy, and you shouldn't expect it to either. And she really shouldn't expect it to either. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for another series, I'm definitely open up to doing them. And please subscribe for more because I have so much great content on the way.